You're back again for the news with the fucking orange dude. And this guy, Joe, just touched me in an attempt to get your money. Hope you find all this shit funny. What the fuck fake news is for dummies. But it's not. I eat snot. I'll lock you up and smoke your pot. So sit right down and enjoy the show. Watch till the end to see the host. I said, watch till the end to see the host. Watch till the end to see the host. Welcome back to What the Fuck Fake News. Sit right down and watch these news with your hosts, Trump and Joe Biden. And next week, we might even have Osama bin Laden.
He denies allegations he actually assaulted the Squid Game. They're still doing the Squid Game stuff. What is up with these Squid Games? I ain't watched no Squid Games yet, but I don't watch CP though. Squid Game villain Frontman joins the games for season 2 and reveals a tragic backstory. Oh, I think I've seen him before. Is that Jet Li? No, that's not Jet Li. This article includes some major spoilers from the second season of Netflix Squid Games. While the identity of the frontman, the biggest villain in the Squid Game, was finally revealed at the end of the hit Netflix show's first season, his shocking backstory gets unmasked in the upcoming second season. Lee Byung-hun, who returned as the frontman who runs the Twisted Games in the new season, premieres December 26th. Told NBC, so it premiered yesterday, told NBC News that his character is more complex than what fans were initially shown. The frontman, whose name is Inho, harbors a painful post that includes the death of his wife and mounting medical debt. So how do you get all this money for these Squid Games then? With this plotline, Lee said he hopes to show how his character became an extreme pessimist. As an actor, what was really most important to me was being able to tell the story of the frontman's past, Lee said in Korean through a translator. He is someone who believes that there is no hope left in the world, who believes that there is an absolute absence of humanity. The upcoming season revolves around Ji-hung, our player 456, as he chooses to re-enter the game 3 years after having already been crowned a winner. So if you got to add the Squid Game, why would you come back? Why would you come back? I feel like he's the bad guy. I feel like he's the bad guy. Ji-hung is the bad guy. Already having been crowned the winner. This time, Ji-hung is bent on putting an end to the murderers contest and protecting his fellow players. But unknowns to him, the contestants, the frontman, a former winner of the game who went on to run a horrific experiment, has disguised himself as player 001, and he's covertly ensuring that the game plays on. In one scene where he shares a moment with Ji-hung and the other competitors, player 001 tells them that his wife was acute cirrhosis and is in need of a liver transplant. She is also pregnant. I don't think that goes together. And while the doctor suggested she terminate the pregnancy, she refused. As the couple struggled to find a donor, he tells the group he brought as much money as he could, but it wasn't enough. Then one of my oldest vendors heard about my situation and offered to help, but people saw it as a bribe. I got fired from my job. I had devoted my entire youth to it. These games were my last hope, he said. I really need that money, even if it's blood money, to save my wife and our child. But the front man's alter ego is also all made up, Lee said. And in an earlier episode, Inho's brother, police officer Junho, is seen visiting the grave of Inho's late wife. So he was giving the whole story. That's why he went there the first time. And that's why he went there the first time. Listen, I don't want to give you guys no spoilers because I'm already spoiled from this. And this got me maybe wanting to watch the Squid Game. So, like content like this, please consider subscribing to WTFFN. This is the WTFFN music segment where we try to give you pop culture news and let you guys know what's going on in the world. Until next time, guys, peace. Hope brings in the holy year and prays for a better future to Rome prison, a cathedral of pain and hope. You see him? You see him? If you see this man riding around, how's your wife, how's your kids, how's everybody you know? Rome AP, Pope Francis inaugurated his holy year at Rome's main prison on Thursday, bringing a message of hope to inmates and involving them in the Catholic Church. Once every quarter-century celebration that is expected to bring about 35 million pilgrims to Rome. So they do this every 250 years. Francis stood up from his wheelchair, knocked on the door to the chapel at the Sutton prison, and walked across the threshold, reenacting the gesture he performed at the Holy Door of St. Peter's Basilica 2 nights earlier on Christmas Eve. The opening of the Holy Door at the Basel official kicked off the Jubilee year, a church tradition dating back to 1300, that nowadays occurs every 25 years and involves a faithful coming to Rome for pilgrims. Okay, so this is like the Catholic Hajj. Is this the Catholic Hajj? Friends told the Rebia inmates before they entered, I want each of us here, inside and out, to have the possibility of throwing open the door of our hearts and understanding that hope doesn't disappoint. Francis dedicated the 2025 Jubilee to hope and made clear that prisoners would be an important part of it. The final grand event of the Jubilee is a special mass for inmates at St. Peter's on December 14, 2025. Francis has long made prison ministry an important part of his priestly vocation and has several visits to since becoming Pope in 2013, while he also including prisoners' visits in many of his foreign trips. So you know he got to go visit all the deacons and popes and whatever the other dudes is, the priests. Yeah, the priests. He got to go visit all the priests that got them cases. And he don't like it. He don't like it, but he likes it for some reason. I wonder how many. No, let's not talk like that. His message is always one of hope, believing that people who are serving prison sentences need something to look forward to more than most. That is especially true in Italy, where prison overcrowding and inmate offings are at record highs, according to the association which tracks prison conditions. You better call the ACLU. You better call the ACLU on that. According to Economic Report 2024, 88 prisoners off themselves in Italy lockups last year. More than over any other year, in Italy's inmate population was 132% over system capacity. So it's more than double. It's more than double their capacity. That is crazy. That is crazy. And they talk about American prison overcrowdings and stuff. You know, like it's a little bit worse in Italy. But I thought Jubilee happened every 7 years. I know Jubilee was something that was done by the Hebrew people. And the Hebrew people celebrated Jubilee once every 7 years. And then, so that's why I'm a little bit confused, because I know they like free prisoners during Jubilee. So I don't know how this is working out. So I guess everybody does their own stuff. Everybody does their own stuff. I didn't know there was 2 different types of Jubilee. This is new to me. This is new to me. This is new to me. So I can keep getting into this or reading this, but you guys see where we got this from, MSN. So if you want to know about Jubilee or the Pope, or how the Pope hangs out with people that have R. Kelly style charges, consider subscribing to WTFFN, WTF Fake News, where we try to bring you the real news like every single day. No days off. Here's Bueller. Peace. I'm anxious about looming TikTok ban. Some American creators look to other platforms. And they go on and say, keep TikTok rolling, keep TikTok on, keep TikTok on. We got another story that goes along with this later, so just hold on to your seats, guys. The clock is ticking for American creators who say they are both nervous and frustrated as they prepare for a potential nationwide ban of TikTok next month. A bipartisan bill President Joe Biden signed this year requires TikTok Chinese parent company ByteDance to sell the platform to an American company or force a ban, which is set to take effect January 19th, the day before President-elect Donald Trump takes office. The Supreme Court said it will take up the TikTok's appeal on January 10th. So many people have been found connected. Communities and people's livelihood now have been built from TikTok, said Jean something, a Los Angeles-based writer who used TikTok to help launch a baby name consulting business as a side hustle. So she'll help you name your baby. She'll help you name your baby. I'm just really dismayed and annoyed and angry that something that is instrumental to so many people's livelihood is being stripped away. Lawmakers who push for a ban argue that TikTok's Chinese owner poses nationwide national security threat to the United States. But for many American creators who've come to rely on their main source of income, their careers, and rebuild their personal brands. In recent weeks, hundreds of TikTok users like Far Something have laminated the looming ban, posting videos showcasing their anxiety, anger, and grief as they prepare to lose access to it. There's going to have to be some sacrifices made, and obviously does make me worry about every day, like groceries, rent, and all sorts of stuff, said Jonathan Miller. I didn't know you can make money on TikTok. A songwriter and music commentator who has been a full-time creator since 2010. They've been TikToking since 2010? Where was I? What? Don't ask me where I was at in 2010. I don't know where I was at in 2010. I know where I was at in 2010. So I don't need that extra information. No. Writers like Miller, who have amassed followers on TikTok but aren't necessarily considered household names, hope to pivot to other platforms to make up for income they expect to lose from the potential ends of their TikTok careers. In a court filing this month, TikTok claimed U.S. small business and social media creators would lose $1.3 billion in earnings within just a month of the shutdown. People are making $1.3 billion off of TikTok. Should I be streaming on TikTok? Nah, we ain't doing this on TikTok. TikTok is the most commonly used platform by brands that engage in influencer marketing, according to the recent report by the Influencer Marketing Hub, which also found that 50% of influencers markets believe TikTok delivers the best return on investment for short-form video content. It has become a giant in the evolving creator economy, which includes millions of social media personalities who make money through brand deals, platform monetization, and audience subscriptions. Researchers from Goldman Sachs last year predicted that the total market opportunity of the creator economy could reach $480 billion. That's $480 billion a year. $480 billion a year. But that's the total, you know. But like, this is rivaling the drug market, guys. This is rivaling the drug market. I did not know this. Maybe I should be on TikTok. Maybe I should be a TikTok troll. Do you guys think I should be a TikTok troll too? I be trolling all over the place. If you guys think I should be a TikTok troll, say it in the comments below. But either way, you're on WTFFN Music. We got a whole bunch of other WTFFNs all over the internet. If you like this type of content, consider subscribing to WTFFN Music. If you like breaking news headlines, consider subscribing to WTF Fake News. And if you like the more political side, and we making fun of all the politicians. I don't like none of them for real. Sometimes I like them. Most of the time I don't. It's like, there ain't not one politician I like. But I can say when they're doing something good. But until next time, guys, peace. Beyonce is not Jay-Z. Y'all is not going to be on here disrespecting no Beyonce. You know what her husband's putting her through right now, getting all these cases brought up from hanging out with Diddy back in the day. But now y'all trying to bring Beyonce into the mix. Beyonce infuriates NFL fans with banned hand gesture during halftime performance. Where is the flag? What? What's the banned hand gesture? What is going on? Beyonce, if you're okay, that's gonna be reading that again. Let's not. Not everyone enjoyed Beyonce's Christmas Day halftime performance. All eyes were on the superstar 43 when she hit the field at the NRG Stadium in Houston on Wednesday during a break in the NFL game where the home team Texans battled the Baltimore Ravens. Shining in a white bodysuit, checks, and cowboy hat, Beyonce performed several hits from her Cowboy Carter album alongside Post Malone and Shea Boozy? I don't know. But when she made a particular move, viewers at home lost their cool. What did she do? Beyonce performed while wrapping up her set after singing Texas Hold'em. The singer was lifted above the field on a platform and made a finger gun gesture with her left hand. You can't do a finger gun gesture no more. What? At the same time, a banner reading "Bang" was released under the platform. The National Football League bans the gun gesture, which resulted in a 15-yard penalty for any offending penalty per Daily Mail. So basically, these crackers are just mad at Beyonce. She didn't do nothing. She didn't really do nothing. She was a performer. She was performing a country song, and she was pretending to be a cowboy, and she did this. She said, bang. Like, what? You can't finger gun no more? Listen, the NFL got soft. This is why I don't watch football no more. The NFL got soft. Y'all got so soft. You're mad that Beyonce did a finger gun? You are the reason why NFL's messed up. You were the reason why NFL got soft. Because you guys are like, oh, they're hitting too hard. Oh, there's this. Oh, we need more flags. We need to protect the players. No, it was a violent sport for men. When I was growing up, football was a violent sport for men. Now I can't even watch it because there's a whole bunch of flags. The same reason why I don't watch basketball. There's a whole bunch of flags. Chill out. Stop being all upset. I thought y'all were going to be like, oh, Beyonce didn't kneel for the national. I don't know, y'all. I thought you guys were just going to sit there and make an issue that wasn't there. Y'all made an issue I didn't even know existed. This is another reason why I don't watch professional sports no more. I think boxing ain't even the same. I watch boxing sometimes. I watch the playoffs when my Eagles get in the playoffs. Other than that, I don't care. I don't care. I'm not watching those sports because you guys made it soft. You guys made it soft. Gen X is soft, which made the millennials soft, which is making Gen Z soft. And Gen Alpha is getting soft. No, we can't be soft, y'all. We can't be soft. We need strong men. We need strong men that's willing to flip somebody over and dunk them on the head. Dunk them on the head. Like, what? You guys is making this too difficult. You were Beyonce suspended from the NFL for making a finger gun? You're lucky Beyonce even went and did that halftime show. You guys are ruining the sport. It's the NFL fans ruining the sport, getting all soft about anything that don't make no sense. Stop being soft. Stop being soft. Y'all is soft. You is soft. Stop being soft. If you guys don't want to be soft, if you guys want to know what's really going on in the world, consider subscribing to WTFFN, WTF Fake News. I usually got a more news story playlist down here. I'm going to keep that right down there. You can subscribe up here. But over this little screen right here, I'm about to put a story about Jay-Z and Diddy. Because if you like Beyonce, you might want to see the story about Jay-Z and Diddy. Just no, I'll do whatever. I'll say whatever's on my mind. Peace. The Treasury delays the deadline for small businesses to file. This is from CNBC. They're about to be out of business soon. Treasury delays deadline for small businesses to file new form to avoid risk of fines for non-compliance. The U.S. Treasury Department delayed a January 1st, 2025 deadline to file a new beneficial ownership information report by about 2 weeks to January 13th. It delayed the BOI reporting requirement following recent federal court rulings. The requirements was created by the Corporate Transparency Act, which aims to curb illicit finance. So basically, so they can lock up Hunter. The U.S. Treasury Department has delayed the deadline for millions of small business owners to January 13th to file a new form known as the Beneficial Ownership Information Report. The Treasury has initially required many businesses to file the report to the agency's Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, known as the FinCEN by January 1st. Non-compliance carries potential fines that could exceed $10,000. This delay comes as a result of legal challenges to the new reporting requirement under the Corporate Transparency Act. The ruling applies to about 32.6 million businesses, including certain corporations, limited liability companies, and others, according to federal estimates. Businesses and owners that didn't comply would potentially face civil penalties of up to $591 a day, adjusted for inflation, according to FinCEN. They could also face up to $10,000 in criminal fines and up to 2 years in prisons. However, many small businesses are exempt. For example, those with over $5 million in gross sales and more than 20 full-time employees may not need to file a report. So this only hurts small businesses. This is only targeting small business. What about people that file their LLC as themselves? Like, that don't make sense. My Treasury delayed the BOI reporting requirements. The Treasury delayed the compliance deadline following a recent court ruling. A federal court in Texas, December 3rd, had issued a nationwide preliminary injunction that temporarily blocked FinCEN from enforcing the rule. However, the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals reversed the injunction on Monday. Because the Department of Treasury recognizes the reporting companies may need additional time to comply, given the period when the preliminary injunction had been in effect, we have extended the reporting deadlines, according to the FinCEN website. FinCEN didn't return a request from CNBC for comment about the number of businesses that have been filed a BOI report to date. Some data, however, suggests a few have done so. The federal government had received about 9.5 million filings as of December 1st, according to the statistics that FinCEN provided to the official rep, French Hill or ARC. That figures is about 30% of the estimated total. Hill has called for the repeal of the Corporate Transparency Act passed in 2021, which created the BOI requirement. Hill's provided the data to CNBC. Most non-exempt reporting companies have not filed their initial reports, presumably because they are unaware of the requirement. Daniel Stapio, a partner in the law firm Davis, Polk & Walden, wrote in the email. There's potentially a silver lining for businesses. It's unlikely FinCEN would impose financial penalties, except in a case of bad faith or international violations. Stapino said. In public statements, FinCEN has made clear that the primary goal at this point is to educate the public about the requirement as opposed to taking enforcement actions against non-compliance companies, he said. Certain businesses are exempt from BOI filings. The BOI filing isn't an annual requirement. Businesses only need to resubmit the form, update, or correct information. Many exempt businesses, such as large companies, banks, and credit unions, tax-exempt entities, and public utilities, already furnish similar data. Businesses have different compliance deadlines depending on when they were formed. Now, yeah, it's a little crazy, guys. It's a little crazy. So basically, they made a bill just to target small businesses. Small businesses. Businesses with less than 20 employees that make less than $5 million a year. If you make $5 million and $1 a year in your business, you don't need to file this. That makes no sense. That is not fair. That is not fair. They are playing games with people. They are playing games with people. They're trying to end small business in America. We can't stand for this, guys. Let's stand together, because a small business is something you can do today. Well, not today because it's a Saturday, but something you can do on Monday. You can open up a small business on Monday for less than $20. With less than $20, you can start up your own small e-commerce website or whatever, your small blog or whatever like that. This is ridiculous, you know? This is ridiculous. This is stopping Americans from getting out of the 9-to-5 work schedule. They are trying to enslave more of us. I don't like being a slave. I know you guys don't want to be a slave. If you guys want to learn not to be a slave, or you guys want to know what they're doing, trying to enslave us more, consider subscribing to WTFFN and WTF Fake News. Until next time, guys, peace. Costco says no DEI for you. Costco is pushing back hard against the anti-DEI movement. They want to have DEI. I thought they said no DEI. I'm a little confused. Costco is battling the anti-DEI wave with a stern rebuke to the activist shareholders looking to end the warehouse retailers' diversity ambitions. Walmart, John Deere, Tractor Supply, and other companies are changing or walking away from diversity, equity, and inclusion DEI policies, but Costco believes DEI helps its treasure hunt shopping atmosphere and is standing behind its efforts. Costco's board of directors unanimously recommended that its shareholders vote against a proposal brought by the conservative think tank, the National Center for Public Policy Research, that would require Costco to evaluate and issue a report on the financial risk of maintaining its diversity and inclusion goals. The group criticized Costco for possible illegal discrimination against employees who are white, Asian, male, or straight. I've seen a lot of white males working at Costco. I'm a little confused about this. The National Center for Public Policy Research did not immediately respond to CNN's request for comment. Costco was a chief diversity officer and supplier program that focuses on expanding with small and diverse businesses. It also donates to organizations like the Thurgood Marshall College Fund that serve minorities and underrepresented groups. Costco said DEI efforts help the company attract and retain a wide range of employees and improve merchandise and services in stores. Costco also said its members want to interact with a diverse employee base. Among other things, a diverse group of employees helps bring an originality and creative to our merchandise offerings, promoting a treasure hunt that our customers value. Costco said in its proxy statement to investors, we believe and member feedback shows that many of our members like to see themselves reflected in the people in our warehouse to whom they interact with. The board went farther in its recommendation to vote against the proposal, saying that the think tank is making its true anti-diversity agenda under the guise of reducing risk. Costco said that NCPPR is inflicting burdens on companies with challenges to DI. Organizational more broader agenda is to abolish diversity initiatives. So basically, Costco is fighting back against people that's fighting against diversity. Okay, I thought Costco went racist. They ain't go racist. They ain't go racist. The thing is, like, I think it just depends on where you're at. Wherever you're at, it's going to be the people that work in the store. So it's like, it's crazy. A lot of stuff in this world is crazy. A lot of the stuff in this world does not make sense. A lot of people is like grasping at straws that are not there. Stop grasping at straws that are not there. You know, like, can we like get back to some sense of reality? You like to be in reality with the rest of the world. Well, you like to be in reality unlike the rest of the world. Consider subscribing to WTFFN and WTF Fake News. Until next time, guys, peace. Tom Cruise from Oompa Loompa to Batman. Batman. Tom Cruise, how is you about to be Batman, Tom Cruise? Tom Cruise, how do you expect to be Batman? You must be this tall to ride this ride, and you're like this tall. You're like this tall, bro. You can't be Batman. How are kids going to look up to you? Kids can't look up to you, Tom Cruise. Kids cannot look up to you. I've been taller than you since I was like 5. How are you going to be a superhero? Batman's going to be the smallest person on stage or something. You can't have Tom Cruise as Batman. Listen, Mission Impossible, that was your go-to. That's what you were good at. Because everybody was like, it's impossible that a short guy can do all these missions, you know? Tom Cruise, the short king, and I heard he's a lover of young women that, like, I heard Tom Cruise likes to cut women off when they're like 22, 23, or whatever. He's always dating somebody that's like 18. Met him when he was 17. Or am I confusing with another act? I don't know. All these dudes be on this weird stuff like this. Like, come on. We can't have Tom Cruise as Batman. Tom Cruise, you can't be Batman. Go back to your Minority Report. Go back to your the stuff you're good at, bro. The stuff you are good at. Go back to the stuff you are good at. If you start being good at stuff again, then hey, you know, bro. You know how to do it. It's Friday night, and we feeling right. And we're all up on the live stream. And if you want to watch more, then tune into the show with WTF Fake News and WTFFN. You can hit subscribe. And until next time, I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Fake PA inspection stickers. Fake inspection stickers for PA cars. Why didn't anybody tell me about this before? Customs agents seize 22,000 fake Pennsylvania vehicle inspection stickers shipped from Israel. So Israel was making the best fake inspection stickers. I didn't even know they made stuff like this, guys. I didn't even know they made stuff like this. Like, what? Wow. Harrisburg, PA. The U.S. Customs and Border Protection Agency said it has seized more than 22,000 counterfeit vehicle inspection stickers that were shipped from Israel to an address in Philadelphia. Customs officials found the stickers in 2 different shipments that arrived on 2 different days, November 26th and December 9th. Confirmed with Pennsylvania authorities that the stickers were counterfeit, the agency said. The agency did not say in the Thursday statement who sent the stickers, who was to receive them, or what purpose the stickers were going to serve. They were fake inspection stickers. What other purpose would they serve? But the thing is, the inspection stickers are actually tied to your license plate, so it's like, I don't know if fake inspection stickers would actually work in this day and age. Najee said it made no arrest. Had they been real, the 22,000 stickers would have a value of $1.4 million. Najee said selling fake vehicle inspection stickers is illegal and a persistent problem for law enforcement, although at a much smaller scale. Pennsylvania requires that the motor vehicles be inspected annually to ensure they meet minimal mechanical safety and emission standards. Punishment for using a counterfeit inspection sticker can mean a penalty of up to $500 and jail time, the agency said. Wow. That was a quick story. That was such a quick story. We blew through it so fast, I didn't even realize I was blowing through it. It's like, what? So they had fake inspection stickers coming from Israel? Okay, I know what they're going to do. They're going to blame the Palestinians for this one. That's what they always do. That's what they always do. That's what they always do. No? Israel don't do nothing bad. So I don't understand how this story made into the news, because Israel don't do nothing bad. And if you guys know how I know that Israel don't do nothing bad, consider subscribing to WTFFN, WTF Fake News. Well, I'll just give you all the real news. I'll tell you what's going on. And then we got a little live stream going on when we're doing this stuff. And I'm going to get my final thoughts over there. But for you guys, YouTube, I want to tell y'all, peace. Yeah, that's Elon Musk thinks the MAGA people are fools. Well, I'm glad I'm not a MAGA fool, but he said Musk calls MAGA element Musk calls the MAGA element compatible fools as virtual civil war begins brews. See, Elon, he said he's dark MAGA. He's dark MAGA. Elon Musk condemned a segment of the MAGA movement as compatible fools who should be purged from the Republican Party in a social media post Friday. A virtual right-wing civil war has broken out over race, class, immigration, and the future of President-elect Trump's movement, and Musk is increasingly at odds with Trump's historic base. The schism may force Trump to ultimately take sides between the largely white working-class supporters who first made MAGA succeed and techno-libertarian billionaires like Musk, who are at the center of the new administration. Catch up quickly on Thursday. Musk ally and Department of those co-leader Vivek Ramaswamy posted a lengthy condemnation of American culture and its supposed embrace of mediocrity. No. A lot of tech bros are mediocre. A lot of tech bros are being real mediocre. And you know why? You know why you're getting this mediocrity? Because you guys, okay, listen, a lot of blue-collar jobs had felons. A lot of felons that don't want to go back to jail succeed because they're willing to fucking work till they can't work no more, due to the fact that they're trying to stay the fuck out. Now, you know there's a lot of felons that build PCs, right? There's a lot of felons that got small-scale coding companies. There's a lot of felons that can do a lot of these jobs that you guys want to do a whole criminal background check and make sure they can pass the backgrounds and pass this and pass that and nah. Maybe you guys hire some felons from coding classes that they took in prison and then teach them the code that they're doing in your company. Maybe you would actually have some competent Americans. Because usually, when you hire these kids fresh out of college, they're not going to be competent. They're not going to be competent. They're fucking kids. You're usually a kid until you go through some men struggles. Hire some men. Stop hiring kids and women. Hire some men and women. Stop hiring kids. When you stop hiring people fresh out of high school, fresh out of college, which is like the new high school, maybe you would have some more success. Hire some people that are self-taught, you know? And there's dudes like me doing all this, streaming on websites and all that, doing my own thing. And at this point, you can't hire me. Hire some people fresh out of prison. Do more of a mental health evaluation on them. Don't do the background checks. Start mental health evaluating the people you're going to bring in there. Maybe you have some more success. That's why there's a lot of plumbing companies, and there's a lot of electricity companies, and there's a lot of labor companies doing very well, hiring hardworking Americans. You know why? Because there's people that want to do the jobs that need a second chance, but you guys don't want to give them second chances. You guys feel like it's too good to give people second chances. No, you got to give us some second chances. Give us some second chances. Yeah, okay. No. So Elon Musk is on here. He's like, fuck America. Man, fuck you, Elon. Fuck you, Vivek. Respectfully, suck my dick. But until next time, if you like seeing me make fun of Vivek Ramaswamy, Elon Musk, Donald Trump, Bill Gates, motherfucker, all the billionaires, Laura Lunners, motherfucking Matt Gates, some of these other people. Oh yeah, Joe Biden, fucking Kamala Harris. I make fun of all of them. You know why? Because they really don't get my respect. You can't get my respect because you ain't earned it yet. Treat me like a fucking second-class citizen. Man, fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. I hope y'all kids go do some more fucking drugs. I hope your kids go get fucking high again. Yeah, y'all the ones raising these fucking spoiled brats. Not us. Not us. Not us. Till next time, guys. Peace. Student invasions of the U.S. International students urged to return to the U.S. campuses before Trump's inauguration. So what? They just like took off school? Oh, yeah, it's the holiday season. Concord NH, a growing number of U.S. colleges and universities are advising international students to return to campus before President-elect Donald Trump is inaugurated over concerns he might impose travel bans like he did during his first administration. More than a dozen schools have issued advisories, even though Trump plans remain uncertain. At some schools, the spring semester begins before Trump will take office, so students may have to be back in class anyway. But for anyone whose ability to stay in the United States depends on the academic visa, they say it is best to reduce their risk and get back to campus before January 20th. Here's a look has Trump said and done on how school and students are preparing for a second term. Now, I don't know. I've definitely seen that Xi was trying to send back all the Chinese students. All the Chinese students, you know. Because they got their little computers. They're going to grab their little computers in their pockets and be like, I got everybody on the bus's cash app. Got everybody on the bus's cash app. If you know, you know. Because I've seen a story like that recently. I might bring it up. I might not. Because there's a lot of stories I got to get to. But, yeah. If you're overseas and you want to finish school, come back. You're overseas and you're just over here trying to, like, use us, don't come back. If you want to come over here and work hard to the point that you got your hands looking like this, all ashy and cracked and bloody and stuff, come back. We need more help. We need a little bit more help. A little bit more help. But until next time, guys, if you like content like this, consider subscribing to WTFFN, WTFFN News. Until next time, guys, peace. What? President Joe Biden commutes sentence for ex-Marine serial killer who murdered 2 girls in Zion. Where's Zion at? We got to look into this a little bit more. U.S. President Joe Biden has commuted a death sentence for a serial killer, an ex-Marine who killed 2 young girls at a park in Zion on Mother's Day in 2005. Why is he even still alive at this point? Jorge Avila Torres, a Zion native, pleaded guilty to 2 counts of first-degree murder in Lake County Circuit Court on September 18, 2018, because they finally found him guilty. Part of the negotiation plea, he was sentenced by Lake County Judge Daniel Shanes to 100 years in prison. And the judge called him a serial killer during the sentences. Laura Hubbs, 8, and Crystal Tobis, 9, were murdered in Bueller Park Nature Area in Zion on May 8, 2005. Witness saw the girls talking to someone who looked like Avila Torres and was 16 years old at the time, according to the court documents. The girls did not return home that evening, and the search party was deployed. Hobbs' father and grandfather eventually found the girls next morning in a wooded area of the park. Police and paramedics arrived and confirmed the girls were dead after suffering multiple stab wounds, court documents said. Hobbs was stabbed 20 times. She suffered wounds to the abdomen, side, and back, and then horizontal stab wounds, perforating her eyelids. They cut her eyelids open. The officials also discovered a significant amount of male DNA in Hobbs' right hand. Yeah, you guys know what male DNA would be. Tobis was stabbed 11 times. She suffered wounds in her stomach, intestines, liver, and windpipe and clavicles. Why? See, I said it's the worst of the worst. I said when he was going to be pardoning people on federal death row, it is the worst of the worst. Why is this man still alive? It's not fair. Life ain't fair, but this man is still alive. I gotta find another story to rise my spirits, and I guess it's gonna be a short story because I can't deal with stuff like this. Like it's making me mad and sad at the same time. Mad and sad. Like it's so sad that I would do stuff that I can't say on YouTube or any platform at all out loud. Making me mad. Don't hurt kids. If you hurt kids, you're a scumbag. You're a scumbag. You don't deserve to be here. How did you get here? You wasn't supposed to be here. You done tried that life thing for the last time. Until next time, guys. Peace. We are being censored. We are being censored. Us online, we're being censored. State Department's Global Engagement Center accused of censoring Americans shuts its doors. Oh, it's over. It's over. The State Department Foreign Disinformation Center accused by conservatives of censoring U.S. citizens shuts its doors due to lack of funding this week. Elon Musk has deemed the Global Engagement Center, GEC, establishes in 2016 the worst offender in the U.S. government censorship and media manipulation. The Global Engagement Center will terminate by operation of law by the end of the day on December 23rd. Na 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 na. Goodbye. Now I see why my news is starting to pick up traction. They came around in 2016. That's when everything started to go bad at this company. When I was making videos, sometimes my videos would do real good when I was talking about pop culture type stuff. And then everything else I was talking about just kept getting swept under the rug. I'll be sitting there putting hours into making videos. Now I got good at it. I could just rush them out. But it's crazy, yo. It's crazy. I knew something was up. There was a whole governmental agency behind banning people like me that want to sit here and tell you what's going on in politics, but not take sides. They want you on one side or the other side. I'm not being sides. I'm not taking no sides. Why would I take sides with people that ain't even on my side? But you know, when you want to sit here and get news from somebody that don't take sides, they want to give you both sides of both coins and tell you what's really going on, how they fucking you over and how they helping you, consider subscribing to WTFFN, WTF Fake News, also known as What the Fuck Fake News. Till next time, guys. Peace. Police identified a 57-year-old woman as a victim of the NYC fatal subway burning. I thought I had her name up. Her name was Deva Kawam. Police said the 57-year-old woman resided in New Jersey. The New York Police Department told CNN police initially said Kawam was 61. The New York City Office of Medical Examiner determined the woman died by homicide caused by thermal injuries and smoke inhalation. No duh. We knew that. Listen, I knew that before you guys told us that. I didn't know her name. Sebastian Zeppa Cali, 33-year-old undocumented migrant accused of killing Kawam, was indicted Friday on charges of first and second degree murder and arson. But I heard you can't get like first degree murder too easily in New York. So if they're saying it's first degree, they're probably saying that it's a hate crime. They're saying it's a hate crime. I don't know. Ain't all crimes really a hate crime though? I know you guys seen that South Park episode before. So basically, we found out the woman's identity. Her name is Debrina Kawam, and that was a person that was a victim of this cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs dude. That's just sitting here lighting people on fire on the subway. Like, yo, I'm trying not to sing Alicia Keys right now. I'm trying not to make fun of this situation, but it is definitely crazy. Don't be burning up homeless people on the subway. I'm not even sure if she was homeless, though. Like, everybody's like, oh, well, she was obviously homeless. Why was she sleeping on the subway? People sleep on the subway in between shifts. They said she was living in New Jersey. So she was living in New Jersey. She probably had long train rides home. And, like, during that season when she got burnt alive, lots of people are doubling, working long shifts, working more hours than normal. So it's like you're catching a bus and you're working up to 16-hour days. You're going to sleep halfway home. So she was probably riding into town or whatever. She was going to get off at the Penn Station and hop on one of them PATH trains, one of them PATH trains back into Jersey. And it's crazy. It's a sad story. So if you like content like this, I don't even know why you would say it. But if you want to see, let's rewind that, scratch that. If you want to stay up to date on their latest news, right up here, you can subscribe. And over here, I got a playlist of all the best news stories for you. But until next time, guys, peace. Ford recalls nearly 300,000 F-Series trucks over defective fuel pumps. So if you got a Ford F-150, F-250, F-350, anything in the S-Series, and your car keeps breaking down or whatever, you had to get a new fuel pump, you might be entitled to a refund. You might be entitled to some money back. That's not normal for a whole bunch of Fords that have their fuel pumps breaking. And now I'm sitting here thinking, well, my Ford's like 20 years old. But I'm sitting here thinking, hey, do I got an defective fuel pump? Can you guys replace my fuel pump? Because my Ford messing up over a fuel pump too. I think this is a historic bad issue going on with Ford fuel pumps. It's been ongoing since like the early 2000s, you know. That was one of them critical issues messing up the Fords. So if you got a Ford and you got a bad fuel pump, you might want to hop on this, see if you're entitled to some recall funding. Because they are recalling these Fords left and right. And if you like trying to keep up with the news, you want to know what's going on a regular basis, consider subscribing to WTFFN. I got a playlist right here with a whole bunch of other stories for you guys. Until next time, guys, peace. They had a territory-wide blackout in all Puerto Rico. We're going to get into this and find out why Puerto Rico had no power on New Year's Eve. They couldn't have a ball drop or nothing. If you ain't had no backup generator, you was fucking PR. So let's see what's going on. San Juan, Puerto Rico, a blackout hit nearly all Puerto Rico early on Tuesday as the U.S. territory prepared to celebrate New Year's, leaving more than 1.3 million clients in the dark. Officials said it could take up to 2 days to restore power. The outage hit a dawn, plunging the island into eerie silence as electrical appliances and air conditioners shut down before those who could afford generators turned them on. It had to be on the 31st of December, exclaimed one man who only gave his name as Manuel, as he stood outside the grocery store in the capital of San Juan, grumbling about the outage, the coincided with his birthday. There is no happiness. Nearly 90% of the 1.47 million clients across Puerto Rico were left in the dark, according to Luma Energy, a private company that oversees electrical transmissions and distribution. But what happened? What happened? We need to know. By late Tuesday night, more than 700,000 clients, including 16 hospitals and Puerto Rico's water and sewer company, had power back. According to Luma, however, the company's webpage detailing the remain without power was down. We understand the deep frustration this outage has caused, especially on a day like today, Luma said in a statement. We apologize for the disruption of your plans. Luma said the power outage was likely caused by a failure of an underground power line. It said it's restoring power in the quickest and safest way possible. So one faulty power line shut down their whole grid in the whole, I'm trying not to say country because I know Puerto Rico is not a country. Puerto Rico is like a mini state. It's not a state yet. It's a territory. It's been a territory for a long time. So don't let nobody from Puerto Rico try to tell you they don't speak English. They are taught English in elementary school. Puerto Rico is part of the United States. You got to remember that. It's a United States territory. It ain't its own country. It's not nothing like that. It's like the U.S. Virgin Islands. It's just another Virgin Island, except for they're Puerto Rico. They're not virgins over there. So if you guys want to stay up to date with the news, consider subscribing to WTFFN, WTFFN News, and consider clicking on this playlist right here so you can get stayed up to date with the news. Until next time, guys, peace. Cheap Russian gas to the EU ends as a transit across Ukraine stopped. Russian gas has stopped flowing to the EU states via Ukraine after a 5-year deal expired, marking the end of a decades-long agreement. Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky said that his country would not allow Russia to earn additional billions on our blood. Poland's government, meanwhile, said the cutoff was another victory against Moscow. What? The European Commission and the EU had prepared for this change. Most of the states could cope. Moldova, which is not in the EU, is already suffering shortages. Russia can send the gas to Hungary, Turkey, and Siberia through the Turk Stream pipeline across the Black Sea. Russian company Gazprom confirmed that the gas exports via Ukraine to Europe stopped from local 800 time 5 GMT on Wednesday. I have no clue what any of those times mean. Moscow has transported gas to Europe through Ukraine since 1991, over 30 years. While immediate effects are light, and strategic and symbolic impact for the whole of Europe is numerous. Russia has lost an import market, but its President Vladimir Putin says the EU countries will suffer most. They definitely will. Like, you're about to up the gas prices. You're going to up the gas prices on everybody that's helping you guys out. They're helping you guys out. And then you're going to be talking about, please, sir, can I have some more? Please, sir, can I have some more? No, you can't have no more. No, you can't have no more. You're out here messing up the whole pipeline. You messing up the whole pipeline. You said, oh, we ain't going to let Russia send no gas through us no more. Why is you guys still warring? Why is you guys still warring? You don't want to have no peace talks. You don't want to end this war. You just want to sit there and keep collecting money off of people. Collecting money off of people on both sides of this zone. On both sides of this zone. You know, Putin probably happy that you ain't letting this gas go through because now he can double the price on y'all. Now he can double the price on y'all. And on top of that, Ukraine, where are you guys going to get gas at? Where are you guys going to get gas at? It's going to be hard. Like, listen, right? Look into World War II. Why was World War II lost? They ran out of gas. They ran out of fuel. Do you not realize what you're doing? You guys set yourselves up for failure. Setting yourselves up for failure. Setting yourselves up for failure. This is like, we're not going to deal with Russia. We don't want to get no more Band-Aids from Russia. We don't want to get any more, anything that's like necessary from Russia. Like gasoline is necessary. But you guys are going to learn the hard way. You guys are going to learn the hard way. If you want to see more people learning stuff the hard way, consider subscribing to WTF Fake News. And I got a little playlist right here with a bunch of stories for you guys. Until next time, guys, peace. Man slams truck in a crowd in New Orleans, killing 10 and injuring dozens. We need to ban these assault vehicles now. These assault vehicles. If you got one of these F trucks, you got one of these Ram 3500s or something, if you even got something like a Toyota RAV4, we need to ban them. We need to ban all the Jeeps and all that. These are deadly weapons, guys. These are deadly weapons. There's no reason why a vehicle should be able to hold up to 4 people. That is deadly. That is deadly. We need to go back to only 2 passenger cars, you know. Stuff like the Model T. I don't think a Model T could do this much damage. I don't think a Model T could do this much damage. It is crazy that we still allow assault vehicles to be on the road. Vehicles capable of doing over 100 miles an hour. Vehicles weighing a whole bunch of weight that can just wipe out entire communities at the same time. We gotta ban assault vehicles, guys. I'm telling you, it is dangerous. It is dangerous that we have these multi-passenger vehicles on the road. We need to ban the buses. We need to ban the big rigs, ban all the trucks. I don't even care if it's electric. The next thing you know, they're going to have assault EVs. I don't want no assault EVs. We need to make it, everybody needs to be on a motorcycle or a bicycle. Not even a motorcycle. Everybody needs to be on a bicycle. Everybody needs to be on a bicycle. Because 10 people were killed and dozens were injured early Wednesday when a man intentionally drove a pickup truck into a crowd on Bourbon Street in New Orleans. Yeah, we should not have trucks. Trucks are dangerous. Trucks are dangerous. The driver died after exchanging gunfire with police, the FBI said. So after he sat there and started popping everybody, he hopped out of the car and he started popping at the police. This man was trying to run over as many people as he could, said Kirkpatrick, adding, blah, blah, blah. It don't seem like Mayor Latoya Cantel said it was most likely a terrorist attack. Well, what type of terrorism was it? What type of terrorism was it? He was hell-bent, blah, blah, blah. I don't see who this person is. We're going to find out who this person is and find out the identity of this person sooner than later. Sooner than later. But what we need to do is we need to ban assault vehicles. We cannot have these assault vehicles on the road. These are too dangerous. These are too dangerous. Let's ban assault vehicles. If you like seeing me make fun of everything. Make fun of everything. I'm not making fun of the situation, but I'm definitely making fun of, you already know what I'm making fun of. You like seeing me make fun of stuff like banning assault vehicles? Because, you know, assault vehicles are too dangerous. Consider subscribing up here. We got a playlist of a whole bunch of news right here. Until next time, guys, peace. FBI finds the largest explosive cache on a Virginia farm ever. What? The FBI says it has discovered more than 150 bombs during a raid on a farm in Virginia, thought to be the largest such cache seized by law enforcement agency in history. Brad Sprafford was arrested on the 17th of December in the Isle of Wright County, 180 miles south of Washington, D.C., after a tip-off that he was stockpiling weapons and homemade ammunition on his property. He shares with his wife and 2 young children. Like I said, we got to ban assault vehicles. If he didn't have a pickup truck, he couldn't get all this stuff. It's the assault vehicles problem. Investigators say that some of the devices were found in the bedroom in an unsecured backpack labeled "No Lives Matter." Okay, he one of them dudes. In apparent reference to a far-right anti-government movement. A lawyer for Mr. Sprafford denied he is in danger to the community and is seeking his client's release from pretrial detention. Well, good luck to that. You're about to get a life sentence, my guy. You're about to get a life sentence. The suspect has so far only been charged with possession of an unregistered short barrel rifle, though investigators say more charges are likely. Investigators said on Tuesday that the bombs were primarily assessed as the largest seizure by a number of finished explosive devices in FBI history. Mr. Sprafford had allegedly used photos of the U.S. President Joe Biden for target practice and expressed hope that Vice President Kamala Harris would be his... Wow, I can't say wow. That's why you're going to jail, guy. That's why you're going to jail. He had recently sought qualifications in sniper rifle shooting at the local range, according to the court papers. The charging document says an unarmed neighbor reported that Mr. Sprafford had continued to build bombs even after losing 3 fingers on his right hand in 2021. You would think he would stop after that. While working with homemade explosive device, the neighbor, who used to work in law enforcement, wore a recording device during a visit to Mrs. Sprafford's 20-acre farm earlier this year. Investigators say the evidence gathered by the neighbor led FBI agents to search the property, where they found explosives scattered around his home, according to the charging document. An initial FBI assessment found the devices to be pipe bombs. The majority were in a detached garage and were sorted by color. Some were labeled as lethal. So hold on, they have non-lethal pipe bombs? I'm a little bit confused about this. This one's definitely funny. You know why this one's funny? Nobody got hurt besides his 3 fingers. So yeah, this dickhead's about to go to jail, and he's going to find out that his life does not matter. No. I wonder if the last story we covered is another story that is Caucasian terrorism, but I'm pretty sure by how they're talking about this is definitely Caucasian terrorism. I could say Christian terrorism, but I don't like to label Christianity as a whole as being a terrorist organization, like some people like to label Islam. There's definitely a Caucasian terrorist, despite the whole story stuff going on or whatever. Yeah. So we got a Caucasian terrorist. You want to see me exposing these Caucasian terrorists sitting here having more explosives than they had on any other event in human history. This dude had a whole military bunker for real. Like, I can understand you having a couple on hand just in case something happens, SHTF. Or even having the materials to assemble more. If you had the materials to assemble all this stuff and it wasn't already why did you have so many? Was he selling them? He probably was selling them. Let me find out he was an illegal bomb dealer or something, But yeah, if you like seeing me make fun of these Caucasian terrorists, or you like seeing me even telling you what's going on in the rest of the world, sometimes I get mad or whatever when they start talking about Islamic terrorists, because I'm Muslim, and I'll just go back and forth for a little bit, and then I got to check myself, because I realize Christianity, the other religion that cannot be named on YouTube, is overall they're good people. Muslims, Christians, and the Jays are overall good people. So, I want us to be able to work together at some point in this world, and work together so we can come up with common sense solutions. There's a lot of cult behavior in all the religions. Because there's cults. And there's cults use religions to brainwash the masses so they can have their whole little cult going on. Some cults are a little bit more successful than others. Shout out Jim Jones. But you know, if you like content like this, you want to see me make fun of the news, consider subscribing up here. I got a whole playlist over here right there, so you can stay up to date with the news. Until next time, guys, peace. Trump calls the center of the universe. Mar-a-Lago is a magnet for those seeking influence. Definitely, because you're about to be president, but you're not the center of the universe. Is Trump a flat earther? Are we about to find out that Trump is a flat earther? Palm Beach, Florida. The cars begin lining up early in the morning to be screened by Secret Service agents under white tents near the fence that surrounds President-elect DJT's vast South Florida estate. Famous figures such as Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, and Tesla and ex-owner Elon Musk pop up for breakfast, luncheons, and other social gatherings held daily at the Outlet Mar-a-Lago Club. Over the weekend, Mike Love, one of the original members of the Beach Boys, performed the band's greatest hits under an outdoor tent there as Trump, trailed by Secret Service agents, wandered through the crowd, swinging his fists to the music, according to the videos posted online. Now, I don't think he swings his fist. Oh, no, he does. He's like, he comes out, many men. Many. Dude's a clown for real. He's a clown for real. But he know how to party. The resort is the center of the universe, Trump declared on social media Friday, adding Bill Gates asked to come tonight. Representatives of the Trump and Gates didn't clarify if the Microsoft co-founder did indeed join the parade of figures making the trip to Mar-a-Lago. You know, Mar-a-Lago right now is like the rich person's Mecca, but it's definitely not the center of the universe. I'm not going for that. I'm not going for that Mar-a-Lago is the center of the universe, but probably according to flat earthers it is. So, if you like seeing me make fun of flat earthers that think Mar-a-Lago is the center of the universe, consider consider subscribing up here. And if you guys want to see some more news to stay up to date, I do news every day. My day, your day, all the days. Click on this playlist right here. But until next time, guys, peace. Elon Musk insists German President Frank Walter's settlement and assaults. Tesla boss Elon Musk has added German President Frank-Walter Steinmeier to the list of politicians he has insulted in Europe, and he has announced a plan to speak to the leader of the country's far-right AfD. Okay. So Elon Musk is out. He's like, fuck your president, fuck MAGA, fuck all y'all, fuck everything, you know. That's Elon Musk type time right now. Fuck everything. I thought we'd get a little bit more to this, but it really ain't too much to it. But, you know, I just want to throw a little short story up in the day because I got a lot of stuff I got to do today. But until next time, guys, peace. Outgoing North Carolina governor commutes 15 death row sentences. And this is a dude that said that he felt like Elon Musk was uncorruptible because he's a billionaire. So this dude's out here pardoning his death row sentences. But North Carolina probably got a lower bar to get the death penalty than places like the federal government. Like the federal government, they got a very high bar to get the death penalty from the federal government. So, you know, I had to look into these cases or whatever. But this dude right here, he said he gonna fuck up everything in North Carolina before he leaves. He wants to fuck up everything in North Carolina before he leaves. And he's out here blowing Elon left and right, all over social media, all over the internets and everything, you know. So, yeah, you guys know that this is a live show most days, and I do my little live show on the Green app. So you guys can come over on the Green app and watch the live show. And then when I can click the stuff up or whatever and upload it to the YouTube, I upload it to the YouTube. But you like content like this, consider subscribing up here. I got a playlist over here with all the rest of the news. But until next time, guys, peace. Trump is talking to the Supreme Court, left and right. He's like, yo, buddy, don't ban my TikTok. Listen, I got millions of followers on TikTok. Everybody on TikTok doing my little Trump dance, all about eat the cat, eat the cat. Don't ban my TikTok. Don't ban my TikTok. He's like, they never banned me from TikTok. They banned me from Twitter, so I don't mess with Twitter. They banned me from Facebook, so I don't mess with Facebook like that. But I'm still on TikTok doing my little dances, So yeah, Trump's out here. He's rooting for TikTok real heavy, heavier than anybody else in politics. And he was one of the first people saying we needed to ban TikTok. So I don't know who's in Trump's ear right now. I don't know if Trump might have one of these brain chips altering his memories or whatever from the X Corporation or whatever Elon is selling brain chips under. But if you want to stay up to date with the news, I got a whole playlist right here. And consider subscribing to WTFFN. Until next time, guys. Peace. Chris Cuomo. Chomo, Womo. No, Chromo? Is he Chromo or Chomo? Oh, no, Andrew's the Chomo. Chris Cuomo. Lefties who downplayed Trump assassinations attempted to blame Harris for the loss. Well, yeah, she is definitely responsible for her own loss. She is responsible for her own loss. Hold on. And he attempted to blame Harris for the loss. Okay. News Nation host Chris Cuomo said lefties downplayed President-elect Donald Trump's assassination attempt in hopes of using it as a reason for Vice President Harris' November loss on Tuesday. What I found completely appalling and outrageous was how unimpressed lefties were by Trump getting shot in the head, Cuomo said in a video posted on his YouTube channel. The journalist said the group minimized the July assassination attempt by saying the former president nicked his ear instead of being shot in the head. He definitely was being shot in his head. You get nicked in the ear by a bullet and tell me that's no big deal? I'm good. Nah, that's crazy. Ain't nobody going to accidentally get shot in the head. I heard people say that crazy ass shit. Nobody is going to accidentally get shot in the head. Nobody's going to accidentally get shot. The only people that accidentally get shot, get accidentally shot in the foot when they try to set something like that up. And then half of them end up losing their life because it ends up hitting the main artery. There's only really stupid people that do stuff like that. But then again, hey, never mind. Trump was also the target of a second assassination attempt. No, there was like 5. There was like 5 that went unreported. I think I did stories on most of them, though. Cuomo previously criticized the media response to the incident, which occurred on a golf course on Florida. Now, he said that Kamala Harris is the reason why she lost. She definitely is the reason why she lost, because she didn't want to actually talk to nobody. She didn't want to make no she didn't want to compromise. She was doing things like kicking BLM and kicking the FBA movement out of her rallies, but still allowing the Free Palestine movement to stay. If you're going to be sitting here parading around and trying to say you're going to be the first black woman president, you would at least want black movements to come up, and instead of you kicking them out of your rallies, like kicking the FBA movement out of your rallies, kicking Black Lives Matter out of your rallies, you should have brought them up on stage and asked them what you could do for them. But no, you just thought everybody was entitled to vote for you. You was like, oh, well, I'm a Democrat. They're going to have to vote for me because I'm a Democrat. You didn't think so many people was going to stay home. But hey, guys, if you guys want to stay home and watch the news all day, I got a playlist right here for you guys. And if you guys want to stay up to date every day, you can click on the subscribe right here. But until next time, peace.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to WTFFN, WCF Fake News. We have a major development story for you guys today. This story is insane. I'm about to put a whole bunch of puzzle pieces together that probably aren't there. And I think I'm going to bring you guys some new updates to this story that I haven't seen anybody talking about, haven't heard anybody talking about. Massive terror attacks, or there are massive terror attacks going on around the United States right now. So much stuff going on, from cyber trucks exploding at the Trump Tower to parades being ran down in New Orleans, or I think they're parades. I'm not exactly sure too much about that, but I know it's definitely somebody running down a bunch of people on the street. And even a whole firework cache going off in Hawaii. And I think they might all be related. And somehow Elon Musk still comes on top of all this, becoming the world's richest man by almost $500 billion. Almost impossible. I'm going to put some pieces together that you guys probably ain't used to, but this is one thing I can say for certain. Everybody's talking about, oh, well, somebody came over the border. It's because of people coming over the border. Dude was an American citizen. He went over the border and came back. Now, let's get into some of this, right? 14 victims dead, 35 hurt as FBI reveals new details on the New Orleans terror attack. At least 14 people are dead and 35 people were injured after a man drove a truck into a crowd at the Bourbon and Canal Streets in New Orleans on New Year's Day in a terrorist attack, according to the FBS. But they originally said it wasn't a terrorist attack, so it's a little crazy. It happened around 3:15 a.m. towards the end of New Year's celebrations in New Orleans and hours before the expected kickoff of the All-State Sugar Bowl game, a college football quarterfinal held in the city Caesars Superdome. The FBI confirmed the identity of the suspect driver as Shamad Din Jabbar, 42, of Texas. He lived in Texas his whole life. He is a Texas native. A new photo of Jabbar was released early Tuesday morning. The FBI confirmed that despite previous reports, investigators believe Jabbar acted alone in the attack. According to the FBI, Jabbar drove to New Orleans and posted on his Facebook in support of ISIS. Okay, well, they saying that he was former U.S. military. I don't know if any of that comes up on here, but from what we know about Jabbar, he's former U.S. military, right? A lot of people don't realize that certain organizations started over there was actually like our government started subsects of certain stuff going on or whatever that appear a little bit more cultish than what you see from your average run-of-the-mill every day in the same situation. Think of like Jim Jones and stuff like that, right? We wanted to take over power and get cheaper gasoline. So in order to do that, we ended up starting other fractions to try to take over certain governments so we could secure gasoline for cheaper prices. So a lot of these organizations that we're talking about, oh, they're major terrorist groups, right? I pretty much told you enough. So ISIS is one of those. According to the FBI, a total of 400 tips were called in. Oh, on top of that, with him being U.S. military, and then they're saying that, oh, he was in support of such and such group or whatever, right? But the U.S. military kind of planted such and such group over there so they could take over power, you know? Like they started Al-Qaeda to take over the Taliban. Now, I don't even know if we're allowed to say that on here. But regardless, a lot of these organizations were started in order to take power over because originally a lot of the Middle East was led by royal families. They were like, just how Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, still to this day. They have royal families over there. So in order to topple royal families and to get new leadership installed that they could work with, they end up having to make certain moves on that or whatever. Now, is this all what they claim it is, or is it something a little bit more deeper? We probably will never know, because they're probably never going to tell us too much about it. But we know Jabbar and the other dude that we're going to get into from the Tesla attack were stationed in the same base for a little while, right? A lot of this stuff be seeming a little crazy. Like, Jabbar went into Mexico, came back from Mexico in the same car he rented from Toro, ended up going to New Orleans and carrying out this attack. Then the F-150 he rented ended up blowing up during the encounter. Now we're going to get into the Cybertruck, because I didn't even cover anything about the Cybertruck yesterday. Fireworks, motors, gas canister stuffed inside a Tesla that exploded outside Trump's Las Vegas hotel. Now, Las Vegas firework motors and camp fuel canisters were found stuffed into the back of a Tesla Cybertruck that exploded outside of President-elect Donald Trump's Las Vegas hotel early Wednesday, killing a suspect inside a vehicle and sparking an intense investigation into possible terrorism. I don't think it's possible at this point. Because we try to mystify what terrorism is in the United States. no matter what group does something like this, right? No matter what group, what ethnicity, where they come from in the world, it would still be terrorism, right? It could be Prince Harry doing something like this. It would still be terrorism because terrorism is the act of doing stuff to induce fear upon a population and fear of retaliation. Now, by the end of late Wednesday afternoon, authorities were still working to get the body out of the vehicle and started processing the evidence. President Joe Biden was briefed on the explosion. Our number one goal is to ensure we have the proper identification of the suspect involved, said Jeremy. So they're not even telling us who the suspect is, but a lot of stuff is coming up, right? Like, for one, we know this truck was rented through Toro, which that's another connection that we're going to make a little bit later. But rescuers find gruesome scene in Honolulu home after fireworks blast kills 3 and injures 20. So yesterday alone, in all different corners of the United States of America, we had a Las Vegas explosion. We had a major attack down in New Orleans. Now, nobody's talking about this firework explosion like it may be related. But if you remember the Tesla truck incident, it was another firework explosion. So could it be evidence getting deleted? Could this be somewhere where a lot of these people end up meeting up? It seems too much of a coincidence that, like, hours apart, all this stuff was happening on the same day, right? Now, emergency crews arrived to a chaotic and gruesome scene in Honolulu neighborhood after a large New Year's firework tipped over after being lit and ignited. A fiery shrapnel suddenly blasted and killed 3 people and injured more than 20, several others in critical condition. So they're saying this was an accident, but they said the first couple were not acts of terror. And then they're like, oh, well, we think they're with ISIS. But then when you research into a lot of these people, they're ex-U.S. military. So knowing, like, certain stuff that I said earlier, that certain organizations in the U.S. started certain organizations in the Middle East to regain power. And then after the leadership ends up leaving, like, I forget what sect of Islam it was, right? But there's a sect of Islam, there's a few sects of Islam that believe that there's different prophets behind Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So these few sects of Islam that follow other than the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, a lot of these were started by, like, Russia. Russia would go over and say, oh yeah, we're looking for somebody. We know they're gifted. We know they're meant to lead the people or whatever. And they find people that they believe to be naive. So they end up talking to these people, and they end up, like Russia, ended up starting some cults in the Middle East, right? And then we end up doing some stuff to combat stuff like that. So basically, they were like, oh, they're the reincarnation of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It's only the reincarnation of Jesus, rahmatullahi alayhi, to pretty much get power over there. So they had the person walking around, try to have a certain parts of the world they could drop them off in and give them a lot of stuff that regular people didn't have in the area. So then they ended up seeming like a king in that area. So then they would quickly rise to power. And this would be like not even $100,000 investment to take a small community and build it up. So from doing stuff like that, then more people came to the community, more people came to the community. That men end up gaining a whole bunch of power. And then they eventually try to topple the government. But then people end up coming after them, and they still end up having animosity to places like the United States, because they realized that the United States had a lot of influence in what was going on. Places like Russia, because they realized places like Russia had a lot of influence in what was going on. So then it ends up becoming a back and forth situation, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And it's crazy, but the more you look into a lot of these events, you see that a lot of it is multi-government backed to keep people. It's like reading a book 1984. The plots of 1984 and the reason why everybody was able to be manipulated in the way they were, where they were being told they were at a perpetual war with each other. So you can't talk to anybody outside the group because the people outside of the group are trying to get you. So then you end up having people stuck in their own echo chambers and they never get to break out of it. So Trump blames open borders for New Orleans, Vegas attacks. And that makes no sense. Open borders did nothing to start these attacks because a lot of this stuff started up in the U.S. military from native-born American citizens or natural-born citizens or whatever. So it's like you can't blame open borders for terrorism done by Americans born in America. Like, a lot of these dudes got their training from the government. They were able to learn how to do the stuff they were doing from the government. So how will we link this together to make this overseas terrorism, right? How would you... Now, maybe, I'm not certainly sure on everything going on, but I know the Quran tells you if you take one innocent life, it's the equivalent to killing the whole world. A lot of these dudes doing stuff like this went with the intent to kill multiple innocent lives. And if you was to kill one innocent life, it's the equivalent to taking out the whole world. That's not the same thing as... A terror attack will never be jihad. It can't be jihad because jihad is defending one's land and moving for... It's very complicated. It's very complicated because jihad has multiple levels to it. You go through a mental jihad every day trying to have yourself choose right, wake up on time, eat right, live right, not do bad things, right? That's one jihad. It's a very complicated word. It has a very complicated process to it, right? But terrorism can never be jihad because terrorism is attacking innocent people. You can't attack innocent people. It's never been condoned in any religion, any traditional religion at least, any traditional religion. So it's like, there's a lot of extremists. There's a lot of cults. You have Christian cults. You have probably the other type of cults that we can't name on here. You have Islamic cults. So you got to realize that, like, a lot of these cults going on that have cult leaders that they listen to their cult leaders more than they listen to their own teachings and they listen to their own books that they're supposed to be listening to in the first place. These cults end up causing terror. They cause terror because then they start to think that somebody is a god on earth. And when you start treating somebody like they're a god on earth and you start moving out for anything they say, it becomes a very tricky situation. Something going on with USA Today. Oh, what is a Toro? Car rental ad was used in both New Orleans and Las Vegas explosion. So, it seems like there's connections. It definitely seems like a lot of these events are connected. Fireworks in Hawaii, fireworks in the Tesla truck and the F-150 all running through Toro. So we have fireworks in common in two of them. We have Toro in common with the other two. And one thing we have in common in everything is military experience. Military experience. You need a demolition license to get major fireworks like that. So, none of the stories seems to add up. None of the stories seems to be right. And to sit there and say, oh, well, he was able to go to Mexico and get the explosives. No, you can't. You're not getting explosives across the border. You're not getting explosives into a train station in 2025. We're in 2025 now. That's hard to believe, but 2025. You are not getting explosives into a train station or a bus station. Any major place where you can take trains or buses, airports and all that, most of the time they don't have drug sniffing dogs down there. They have bomb sniffing dogs. Them dogs are smelling for explosive residue. If you go to the range before you get on a Greyhound bus, you're probably not going to be able to get on the Greyhound bus because you're going to smell like gunpowder to all these animals, and the animals are going to flag you. And even if you end up getting through security and they're ready to let you on the next bus, you're going to miss the bus you originally intended on taking. Why? Because you're going to get flagged. You're going to get flagged, and it's point blank period. So a lot of this stuff is adding up, but it's not adding up. It's not adding up in the way that they're saying it's adding up. But I see a few things that are in common. Military experience, fireworks, and Toro. Military experience, fireworks, and Toro. So you guys can try to blame this on outside terrorism, stuff going on the outside of the United States. But I think most of our problems start from within. The best way to solve problems going on within is to look within and figure out what's going on. You know what I mean? We got a lot of stuff like this happening all the time in our society, whether it be, and I like to make jokes sometimes, talking about when I first seen this story, I made one for my WTFFN news channel. We need to ban assault vehicles, right? Because originally I just heard the story, somebody ran over 10 people, and I'm like, oh yeah, we gotta ban assault vehicles, they're too big or whatever. But no, this is a bigger issue. And you can try to say it's mental health or whatever. I think it's deeper than mental health. I think it's more spiritual health. We got so many people in America that just take in social media and television all day, and they're not really taking the time to take in anything else they need. You know what I mean? When was the last time you worked out? When was the last time you went for a walk or a run? When was the last time you went out in nature and went for a walk in nature? You probably watched TV at some point today, right? When was the last time that you ate regular food? I'm not talking about nothing that comes in a package or something. I'm talking about cooked some regular chicken, some regular beef, and ate it with some rice. And I'm not talking about that white rice processed stuff or whatever, like some jasmine rice, some rasami rice, some brown rice. Like, there's so many different rices that actually have an origin to them. When's the last time you guys ate simple foods? When's the last time you guys did something as simple as drink water? Water. A lot of us don't even drink water. So it's going to end up having your balance so off track. You're going to be so out of whack because you're not putting the stuff into your body that you need. You're not doing the outputs from your body that your body needs to do. You need to move. You need to exercise. We're coming to a point that most people want to have jobs where they don't have to do much. Everybody thinks life is too difficult because they don't have everything they want, but nobody wants to put in the work to get it. And I'm guilty of that myself a lot. I don't think I ate anything bad today yet, but I keep drinking some iced tea. I got some iced tea in the corner. I'll be chugging it in between these videos while I'm making it. And it's like, life is crazy. Life has always been crazy. Life has always been hard. Life has always been difficult. You gotta be willing to walk. You gotta be willing to run. You gotta be willing to do some type of exercise. You gotta be willing to read, to conversate, to listen. When you're not reading at all, and when you're actually just sitting there absorbing, your brain's a sponge. Your brain's going to absorb what you put into it no matter what. So if you're just absorbing garbage into your brain, you're going to end up getting garbage out on the other end. You're going to get garbage out on the other end all the time, every time. So we need to work on ourselves. We need to work on our country before we start coming out talking about, oh, well, Russia's doing this. Oh, well, Iran's doing this. Oh, well, Israel's doing that. It don't concern us until we can have home good. First fix your house and then worry about somebody else's. Can't worry about what everybody else got going on until you worry about yourself. So, that's saying all that to say, I'm going to put this playlist right here so you guys can watch some news videos coming up. And up here you can subscribe. But until next time, guys, peace. Elon Musk is now the richest man in the world. Point blank, period. Point blank, period. I've seen some charts saying this man got up to 400 billion, but now I'm seeing 200 billion. They're saying he's been up and down and up and down. It's crazy. No. Yeah, he's at $442 billion. $442 billion. That is a crazy amount of money. That is a crazy amount of money. And I want to tie this in with the story that I just gave you guys a little bit earlier. The story that we were just talking about. There was no better advertisement for a Cybertruck than what just happened yesterday. They said all that happened was it went straight up. Nothing was able to come in, nothing was able to go out. So the explosion from the Cybertruck went straight up. Now, in the same instant, this man's evaluation goes straight up. I don't want to say he's behind something like that, because I have no proof. I have no evidence, right? But I can say a lot of people are radicalized on social media platforms such as Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Or I think it's called X now or something. Even YouTube. There's a lot of radicalization going on all over the internet because people can get into these small echo chambers and only deal with certain types of people that in the end of the day, it's not good. It's not good to not challenge yourself, to not challenge your belief system. I want to wrap this up because there's not too much I can make out of this story, but I got a bunch of other stories right here, and I want to highlight this story right here that I was talking about. A lot of these issues going on in the country right now, and then on top of here, you guys can subscribe. And until next time, guys, peace. President Joe Biden is hosting a new award show, and he wants to give some awards to everybody from January 6th committee or something. I'm not sure, but Trump right here is probably going to have an award show and give awards to everybody from January 6th. So I'm not exactly sure how this happens, but I wanted to bring this all up first. At the first Joe Biden award show, they're going to give an award to Jimmy Carter for being the quote-unquote best president ever, and ever, and Jimmy Carter from being the best president ever to president in the United States of America. Maybe not as good as Biden, because you know Biden, he seemed like the best president. Donald Trump is planning on coming out to honor Jimmy Carter as well. So you're going to have Donald Trump and Joe Biden hanging out again, you know, shaking hands, doing their regular thing, and they're just going to leave us all out to dry as always. On top of that, Biden is giving the second highest civilian awards to the leaders of the January 6th Congressional Committee. So right after seeing the Jimmy Carter funeral or whatever they're doing, I'm not really sure how that works out. Biden wants to give some awards to people like Liz Cheney and a whole bunch of other people that was in that January 6th committee. A whole bunch of other people that was in the January 6th committee. So, you know, let's give some awards to war criminals. Maybe I should have called it the War Crime Awards. The War Crime Awards. But until next time, I got this whole little playlist right here so you can stay up to date with the news. And up here, you can subscribe. Until next time, guys, peace. January 20th, 2025. There's a lot of protests planned all over the United States on MLK Day, with the heart of the protest being planned in Washington, D.C. Why are they protesting on MLK Day? They want to protest Trump coming out or whatever. And then, you know, they're going to have a lot of the MAGA people out there or whatever. Then on top of that, you're probably going to have a lot of funny mustache dudes, you know, the only real protected class in the United States, the one that got like the cross, but then they got some extra stuff going on with their cross or whatever. Some extra lines on the cross. I would not be surprised if them dudes try to come out there and start messing with the MLK protest, and then the MLK protest is going to end up going at the MAGA protest, and it's going to become organized chaos. It's going to become organized chaos. So I'm trying to tell you guys all this to tell you, maybe you might want to stay home on that day and stay with your family, because I don't see, with a lot of this stuff going on, a lot of people having different countering protests going on the same day. anything positive coming from it. Anything positive coming from it. There's going to be bad actors in every situation. There's always bad actors in every situation. That's always trying to change the tides of stuff. They're always trying to change the tides. They'll take something that's real peaceful and then end up making it turn into a chaos situation. And they say it only takes one spark to start a fire. It only takes one spark to start a fire, and then once the fire starts, it goes crazy. It goes crazy. It's going to burn out of control every time, guys. Every time. So, don't get caught up in no fire on that day. Celebrate MLK Day with your family. If you're celebrating Inauguration Day, celebrate that with your family. It don't really make sense to be out here dealing with a lot of different protests going on because it just takes one bad apple to spoil the bunch. One bad apple to spoil the bunch. And then when you got counter protests going on, it's a situation ripe for chaos. It's a situation ripe for chaos. So stay out of downtown, stay out of like any business districts or whatever, Come back out on like the 21st, the 22nd, the 23rd. 23rd would probably be a nice day to come out. What's that, like a Wednesday, a Thursday? Either way, until next time, guys, I have this playlist here for you guys to catch up on the news. And up here, you can subscribe. Until next time, peace. Yeah, my man, you gonna have to sit there and get Johnson in there. Yeah, get Mike Johnson. I need Mike Johnson all over the TV screen because nobody's reading this. They're not reading this shit. We're not reading this shit. And then next thing you know, you're getting locked up over. Everybody hates Mike. Mike Johnson narrowly reelected as the House Speaker on the first ballot. How the news unfolded. Today's live coverage has ended. Read what you have missed. Blah, 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 blah. A narrow win for Mike Johnson. Who were the GOP holdouts? Texas Rep. Keith Shelf, Kentucky Rep. Thomas Massey, South Carolina Rep. Ralph Norman, all voted against Johnson during the initial vote. Self and Norman switched to vote for Johnson after speaking with him away from camera. Trump weighs in a post on Truth Social. Trump called Johnson's re-election an unprecedented vote of confidence in Congress, and America will be greater than ever. Well, since when have we ever been confident in Congress? Since when has Congress ever really did anything for us but take more money? I don't think Congress ever did anything for anybody ever, anywhere in this world. Ever, 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 ever. Ever has Congress ever did anything that helps you out? Has it ever helped me out? It don't help nobody out. Congress don't help nobody out. Now, Trump called 3 holdouts who were opposed to Johnson as a speaker. Trump said, yeah, my man, you're going to have to sit there and get Johnson in there. Yeah, get Mike Johnson. I need Mike Johnson all over the TV screen. Who is reading this? Nobody. The people signing their names to it aren't even reading it. Yeah, my man, you're going to have to sit there and get Johnson in there. Yeah, get Mike Johnson. I need Mike Johnson all over the TV screen. Ralph Norman, a Republican who switched to vote for Johnson after initially opposing him, said the president-elect's argument was simple. Mike's the only one who can be elected. Trump's phone calls, first with Norman, then with all 3 GOP lawmakers who had opposed Johnson, eventually helped convince them to change their votes. Norman said that what changed his mind was Johnson's assurance that he was going to fight for everything going forward. Well, you didn't do it so far. You did not do it so far. You didn't. We just ended up passing another bill that was over 100 pages. Another bill that was over 100 pages. And a lot of people celebrate, no, it's not that. It's still over 100 pages. It's still over 100 pages. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculousness. Ridiculousness at like all levels, shapes, and forms. House Speaker Mike Johnson vowed the incoming Congress will drastically cut back the size and scope of government and called the so-called administration state a totalitarian force he promised to curtail. But you like the major part of it. You was running it. You've been running it for the past 2 years. So if you was going to fix it, you would have fixed it at least 2 years ago. You're not trying to fix it.
You definitely ain't trying to fix it. We will create a leaner, faster, and more vigorous federal workforce, Johnson promised. Supposedly, but you just passed a 100-page bill. You could have did a one-page bill. You could have did a one-page bill. It only would take one page to keep the budget going as is to try to renegotiate. You did 100 pages, and nothing in 100 pages cut anything. The 100 pages was just adding more, adding more. Over $3 billion for one submarine. Over $3 billion for one submarine. Then we bought another submarine that was $7 billion. Why are we paying $10 billion on submarines if we got so much debt? And like we are at a point that Social Security is about to become insolvent. Why would we pay $10 billion for two submarines? For two submarines. That don't make no damn sense. Like, you sitting there like, oh, we gonna cut stuff. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see you fixing anything. I don't see you doing anything to make anything any cheaper whatsoever. You guys are just signing blank checks. You're like, oh, well, it's not our money. It's not our money. It is. You're in charge of it. You took the money from us at gunpoint. You took that money from us at gunpoint. And you're like, yeah, it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant for real. I think we got something about, something about reconciliation. Johnson tells House Republicans Trump wants one reconciliation package. Sources say, well, reconcile these nuts, bitch. The fuck you talking about? Newly reelected Speaker Mike Johnson told House Republicans during the closed-door policy retreat on Saturday that President-elect Donald Trump wants Congress to pass one sweeping bill for its priorities through a budget reconciliation process. I thought we was done with that. I thought the point was we were supposed to stop reconciling everything. You want to sit there and put everything on one budget that, like, it has nothing to do with each other. A bill's supposed to be a bill. You can't keep sneaking stuff in the budgets. And you guys are so used to doing it. Both sides keep doing it. Both sides keep doing it. It's ridiculous. Johnson said Trump wants to pass one big, beautiful bill. I thought that was the problem. Isn't that the problem? Wasn't that the problem in the first place? One bill, like, come on. Come on, make this shit easy to read. I shouldn't have to be reading through this shit for days. I shouldn't have to be reading through these fucking bills for days. You guys are passing bills faster than you can read them. You guys are. There's no justification for it. 1,000-page bill here, 100-page bill there, 1,000-page bill here. Like, there are thousands of bills going through Congress all the time, and nothing is less than 100 pages. Nothing is less than 100 pages. Who is reading this? Nobody. The people signing their names to it aren't even reading it. You want one big, beautiful bill? Do you know how much stuff is going to get stuffed in there that you don't like? That one big, beautiful bill is probably going to take you the fuck out of office. But you keep being dumb. You keep being dumb trying to play these fucking games. We need one-page bills. One-page bills. One-page bills. Like for real, a bill don't need to be bigger than $1. A bill don't need to be bigger than $1. And I don't mean that the bill should only spend $1. I mean, like, $1 is about this big. Our laws should not be bigger than that. Laws should not be bigger than this. Laws should be easy to read for anybody. Then they want to play games. They want to play games and write stuff in Latin and write stuff in this and write stuff in that. And it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous in the end of the day. You know why? Because nobody's reading this. They're not reading this shit. We're not reading this shit. And then next thing you know, you're getting locked up over something that was in a fucking 20,000-page budget. You're getting locked up over some bullshit that was in a 25,000-page budget. Like, what? This don't make sense. This don't make sense. If you want to come somewhere that makes some sense, guys, you want to make some sense out of what's going on in the world, consider subscribing to WTFFN up here. And I got a whole playlist so you can get caught up on that news real fast over there. Over there. Till next time. Peace. They were educated in the beginning of the last century, dictating policies for this century. Too old to really be telling us about what's going on in the world. Yeah, kids don't know how to use a computer. They don't have regular access. They don't have one of these. They don't have one of these. Help! I've fallen and I can't get up. Recently, Nancy Pelosi fell and she couldn't get up. But now we got a GOP lawmaker, 81, receives medical attention after fall at the U.S. Capitol. Somebody's always falling around here. Somebody's always falling around here. Can we get like all these boomers out of office? Like for real. 81, why are you still working? You are 81 years old. Why are you still working in a position that requires a lot of brain use? A lot of brain usage. Half y'all motherfuckers got Alzheimer's. That's why you don't even know what the fuck's in these bills you're signing. Then they're like, oh, you already read it before. You agreed with it. Some fucking staff member tells them, I'm like, I did? I read 10,000 pages? You dumbass thinks you did? Republican Virginia Fox RNC. That's a scam for real. So her name is Virginia, but she's a Republican in North Carolina. You see the tension at the falling at the U.S. Capitol Friday, Fox News has learned. Fox, who chairs the House Education Committee, man, you were educated at the beginning of the last century. You were educated before World War II happened. The fuck is you talking about our education for? Why? See, this is why school's so fucked up. This is why school's so fucked up. We got people that were educated in the beginning of the last century dictating policies for this century's education. How they talk about, yeah, kids don't know how to use a computer. They don't have regular access. They don't have one of these. They don't have one of these. Kids have computers in their pockets now. But y'all don't realize this. You know why? Because you think it's just a telephone in your fucking pocket. No, you know, we got Congress, they keep slipping and falling. Senators, they keep slipping and falling. They're slipping, they're falling, they can't get up. And you know why? Because y'all motherfuckers keep electing old-ass motherfuckers that need to go home. They need to go home. Go lay down. Go lay your ass in bed. Well, not necessarily lay your ass in bed, but go lay your ass on the beach. Go travel a little bit. Stop being in here playing politics, talking about policies that you know nothing about. You know nothing about. Like, I can understand you guys having a role where, like, the person that takes your spot calls you up for advice, especially on social issues. But you don't know nothing about policy in this day and age. You don't. You don't. You can't comprehend what TikTok is. You're going to be like this judge we seen the other day wearing the VR glasses like, this is weird. You need people, like, there needs to be an age limit on everybody in politics. There needs to be an age limit. You need to be in office by the time you're 65. If you're not in office by the time you're 65, you're out. You shouldn't be able to even apply. You shouldn't be able to run for another term after you're 65. Point blank period. Point blank period. And that would have disqualified everybody that ran in the last election. Everybody that ran in the last election would be disqualified. You know why? Because you're too old. You're too old to really be telling us about what's going on in the world. You was too old. You don't know what's going on. You don't know what's going on in this world no more. You need to go take your ass home. Matter of fact, maybe you should click on this playlist and learn some stuff what's going on in the world. And you can subscribe right here. But until next time, peace. Do you want more money coming into your bank account, or do you need to be spending more money on bills than you make? Biden's action today is shameful and corrupt. He insulted Japan, and look at what happened with Red Lobster. That man is not allowed to eat ice cream unsupervised. That man needs help getting to the bathroom. He can't be criminally prosecuted. That's what the prosecutor said at the meeting with him. They're like, yeah, he's gone. He don't even know who he is. U.S. Steel is about to completely shut down. If we're about to not have a U.S. Steel no more, Biden blocks Japan's nipping from taking over U.S. Steel. So they want to buy out the whole U.S. Steel. I've been there before, a long time ago. No, oh yeah, I've been there before too, a long time ago. A long time ago. A U.S. Steel plant in Clarendon, Pennsylvania, February 2024. That joint still open? I thought that joint was closed. President Joe Biden said Friday he's blocking $14.3 billion acquisition of the U.S. Steel by Japan's Nippon Steel, making a significant use of executive authority in the closing days of his administration. As I have said many times, steel production and the steel workers who produce it are the backbone of our nation. But you helped send all them jobs overseas back in the day. He said in a statement, a strong domestically owned and operated steel industry represents an essential national security priority and is critical for resilient supply chains. So he flipped. Biden flipped on everything, but he does say the N-word occasionally on stage. You just got to pay attention. The move, which was first reported in the Washington Post and New York Times, is not a surprise, but could have implications for future foreign investments in American companies. Biden has long said he opposed the deal, which was announced a year ago. President-elect DJT also said he opposes the deal and that he would also back it once he takes office. They could agree. They finally agreed on something. They finally agreed on something. That's shocking, guys. That's shocking. President Biden's actions today is shameful and corrupt, David Buert, U.S. Steel's president and CEO, said Friday in a statement. He gave a political payback to the union boss out of touch with his members while hammering our company's future, our workers, and national security. He insulted Japan and a vital economy and national security ally and put American competitiveness at risk. Well, if you guys know what happened with Red Lobster, look at what happened with Red Lobster. The Chinese Communist Party leaders in Beijing are dancing in their seats in the streets, and Biden did it all while refusing to even meet with us to learn the facts. So what are the facts? Our employers and communities deserve better. We needed a president who knows how to get the best deal for America and work hard to make it happen. Make no mistake, the investment, what guarantees a great future for U.S. Steel, our employees, our communities, and our country. And we intend to fight President Biden's political corruption, Brewer said. The deal has been politically charged since it was announced in December of 2023. Stirring bipartisan political opposition to foreign control of a once key component of U.S. industry might have fallen on hard times. Blocking the deal could be politically popular domestically, but could scare away foreign investments in other U.S. companies. It could also starve U.S. Steel of investment it says it needs. Late last month, the Committee for Foreign Investment in the United States, known as Confucius, noted Biden that it had reached a consensus about whether or not the U.S. sale to Nippon would pose a national security risk, leaving the decision up to the president to determine whether or not to block the deal on national security grounds. You would leave that man to his own decision? And I remember to tell people to subscribe a little bit earlier. That man is not allowed to eat ice cream unsupervised. That man needs help getting to the bathroom. And you talking about, you let him make a decision? You let him make a decision? I guarantee half of the time Joe don't even know his name. How you gonna let that man make a decision? Decision on what? That man is so far gone, he can't face political, not political, he can't face criminal prosecution. That's what the prosecutor said at the meeting with him. They're like, yeah, he's gone. He don't even know who he is. We can't prosecute him. Nobody would have, not one jury in the world would find him guilty because he has no coherence. He has no coherency. But Biden's opposition to deal may not be in the final say. U.S. Steel and Nippon Steel issued a joint statement vowing to fight in court. We're dismayed by President Biden's decision, said the statement. The president's statement and order do not present any credible evidence of national security issue, making clear that it was a political decision. We are left with no choice but to take action to protect our rights. The USW praised the decision. We have no doubt that it's the right move for our members of national security, the union said in the statement. Well, I'm kind of mixed on this, guys. I'm kind of mixed on this because if U.S. Steel is about to completely shut down, if we're about to not have a U.S. Steel no more, maybe making this deal happen to save some people's jobs would be beneficial. But also there was a company out of that place that took over Red Lobster for a while, and it tanked it. It tanked Red Lobster. It sold off most of its properties or whatever. So it's just like, you got to look at who the investors is. It definitely will stop a lot of investment, a lot of foreign investment into America. And I know people might feel some type of way about that or whatever, but you do realize that if we don't export stuff,
If we're not exporting, we're not making no money. We need to export. We need to export, 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 export. We need to export more than we import. It's like when you end up getting a paycheck, right? Do you want more money coming into your bank account, or do you need to be spending more money on bills than you make? Now, I know we're in 2025 now. I probably said 4 earlier. We're in 2025 now. And there's a lot of people that believe that you can spend more money than you make. It's impossible. You can't spend more money than you make, because at a certain point, you're going to go bankrupt. You're going to be so much in debt, you're just going to be ready to bunny hop over the Eiffel Tower, if you know what I'm talking about. So, I don't know. But until next time, I got this whole playlist here for you guys to catch up on the news. And up here is the subscribe button. Peace. I can do everything I can do in New York City and Jersey. Matter of fact, you get a better view in New York City from Jersey. If you don't have the Easy Pass and they send a thing in the mail, it's a double rate. So small trucks will be charged $14.40 during peak hours. Large trucks $21.60. You guys just want to end all trade. First, you guys want to end up super taxing gasoline companies. You want to super tax oil companies. And now you guys want to charge people to have cars in your city. It is almost $60. MTA holds a cheery ceremony to unveil congestion prices signs hours before drivers are set to feel the pain. So for some reason, New York thinks it's a bright idea. They have this bright idea that they want to charge you $9 a day to drive through Manhattan and $2.25 to drive there overnight. Just to drive. Just to drive. Is that per street? Why is there congestion prices? Why is there congestion prices in New York City? That makes no sense. That makes no sense. You guys just want to end all trade. First, you guys want to end up super taxing gasoline companies. You want to super tax oil companies. And now you guys want to charge people to have cars in your city. Nobody's going to come in there no more. Nobody's going to come in there no more. Telling me I got to pay $9 to drive through New York after paying $20 to get over the bridge, and I got to pay $20 to get home. So now driving in New York for one day just became a $50 event. It's $50 to drive in New York for one day. Oh, and if you get told by the mail, the rates may be higher. The rates are always double. If you don't have the Easy Pass and they send a thing in the mail, it's a double rate. So that's $18. It is almost $60. And they probably charge taxes too. It is $60. It is $60 to drive a car in New York for one day. For one day. So you want to go driving to New York, see the Eiffel State Tower, and you want to come back. Man, this is crazy. But before we get into this, if you like it, staying up to the news, I'm going to have a playlist at the end, and you can subscribe right now. You can stick around. We can be friends. The MTA held a cherry celebration to unveil a new congestion relief sign in Manhattan just hours before drivers will feel the pain as a controversial toll goes into effect in the Big Apple. The agency, come on, bro. The agency CEO, Jenna Labian, seemed to have no concern for the many lawsuits and pleas from commuters amid the stop the toll, the new $9 toll, as he personally unveiled the toll sign Saturday at one of the entry points to the zone on Broadway and West 61st Street. Video shared by the MTA on social media shows a small crowd of toll supporters, elected and officials cheering Libra as he stood. Okay, we're going to look at this little video right here because he seems to be so happy. He seems to be so happy. Let me see. Yeah, we're putting this on the desktop because they playing with us, guys. They playing with us.
Are we ready? Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Wow, so he came out there in full force. He wants to let everybody know he's raising your tolls. He is raising your tolls, guys. He is raising your tolls. I'll try to make it bigger, but it was not working out right. Maybe I might be able to make it bigger in the video. It's happening tonight. MTA Chair and CEO John O'Leary
unveiled one of the signs at the entrance to the congestion relief zone. Tolling begins at midnight. Learn more, link in bio. Man, fuck y'all. Guess what? I'm not going to New York no more. And I said that the last time I was up there. Then this just gives me another reason I'm not going to go to New York. I can do everything I can do in New York City in Jersey. I can do everything I can do in New York City in Jersey. Matter of fact, you get a better view of New York City from Jersey. Just to be honest, you get a better view of New York City from Jersey. So I'm not driving to New York ever again. I'm not going to take a bus through there either because they're probably going to start tolling people for walking through that joint. Like, that's crazy. Despite the cheers and new celebration, drew online jars from opponents and of the toll, which began at midnight. How do you cheer for this one person commenting on Instagram? Because they never had a car. Because they don't drive cars. They don't like cars. They think cars are going to destroy the world. Another wrote, who's celebrating, bro? Like, who is happy to pay more? Oh, people that don't drive. They don't drive. They don't drive. They don't realize that it's going to raise the price of everything else. They're going to be mad as fuck when they find out that everything they need coming into the city is going to cost way more. Some found the tone of the celebration distasteful and light and the financial strain it will put on many commuters. We ain't happy about this. Just put the sign up and go about your day. No unveiling necessary, another Instagram user wrote. Despite criticism, Libra took time to boast late on Saturday about the contentious plan as something that will improve safety population. How's this going to improve safety? How's that going to improve safety? We have been working on this for 5 years. But if you stand in Midtown for 5 minutes, you know we have to deal with the traffic problem. Now we're showing the world in New York we do something about our challenges. What? That is stupid. Tonight at the stroke of midnight, the agency will begin charging passenger vehicles $9 during peak hours, 5 to 9 p.m. on weekdays, and 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. on weekends. But also said overnight charges. Voters will be charged $2.25 at all other times to enter Manhattan busiest neighborhoods south of 60th Street. Tolls for those not using Easy Pass. Small trucks will be higher. Small trucks will be charged $14.40 during peak hours and $21.60. Small trucks will be charged $14.40 during peak hours. Large trucks $21.60. So you guys are putting so much. Do you know how much it is to drive a big truck through New York City right now? New York City is trying to wipe itself off the map. That's what I'm convinced of. But if you guys want to catch up with some more news, I got a whole playlist right here. You can subscribe up there. Until next time, guys. Peace. Like an action movie. I am highly interested in this story. I want to keep reading more about organized chaos. He wanted some organized chaos. He was like, y'all want to get rid of me? Investigators call off the arrest warrant enforcement Friday. Warrants was like that in the U.S. Listen, we would have more of a crime problem than ever. This like a foreshadowing of what we are about to be experiencing in the United States. Like, what's up, guys? Welcome back to WTFFN, WTF Fake News. You know, work till Friday. I got this crazy story going on for you guys. The South Korean investigates, suspends efforts to detain its president. This man cannot be caught. This man is like Denzel Washington and Man on Fire right now. This man is like Denzel Washington and Man on Fire right now. Seoul, South Korea. South Korean investigators have suspended efforts to enforce an arrest warrant for embattled President Yoon Suk Yeol on Friday, hours into a standoff in which authorities trying to detain the leader following his short-lived martial law declaration. Some 80 police and investigators have entered the presidential compound in Seoul in the early morning to take Yoon into custody for questioning, the CIO said. Depending on what had already been a weeks-long showdown with the defiant and embattled leader, investigators from Corruption Investigation Office CIO approached with a couple hundred matters of Yoon's residence, but were backed
were blocked by a human wall of around 200 soldiers and members of the president's security detail, CIO said Friday afternoon. There were several altercations and varying intensity. If you guys like the news, consider subscribing. I'm going to have a playlist at the end so you guys can stay up to date with the news. I'll try to push these joints out like that. Now, let me get back into it. And like, you might want to wait to the end because that's when I'm going to start doing my little ranting part. Investigators call off the arrest warrant enforcement Friday after citing the safety of the people on the ground. According to a statement, the warrant, which is valid until January 6th, remains in effect and could be extended. The warrants are only valid for that long? Do you know, man, if warrants was like that in the U.S., listen, we would have more of a crime problem than ever. The atmosphere in the streets around the compound was heavily charged. The police flanking streets near Hughes' residence and hundreds gathering to support the leader who plunged the nation into political chaos with his swiftly overturned declaration 1 month ago. Yoon, who was stripped of his presidential powers after lawmakers voted to impeach him last month, is wanted for questioning in multiple investigations, including accusations of leading an insurrection, a crime punishable by life in prison, or even the DP. The court earlier this week approved the warrant to detain him, the first time such a warrant has been taken against a sitting president in response to presidential security, something blah, blah, blah. Well, you know, they had warrants like that back in the day. How do you think different regimes come into power? They do stuff like this, you know. That's how, like, a country changes into another country. I guarantee something like that happened when North and South Korea split apart. After suspending efforts to detain Yoon, the CIO expressed deep regret at the suspect's attitude of not following the process by law. The CIO said it is virtually impossible to execute a warrant at Yoon's residence while security there remains in place. It said it will strongly request the acting president, Chow Sang-mok, orders his security company with the arrest warrant. Yoon's declaration of martial law a month ago was met with widespread public backlash, with members of his own party turning on him to support impeachment vote following his refusal to resign. Well, he said he gonna make some like organized chaos. He wanted some organized chaos. He was like, y'all want to get rid of me? Nah, fuck that. Guess what? I'm gonna open up martial law for 24 hours. Oh crap! This dude started a purge. They tried to get him out of office, and he said, fuck that. We starting a purge right now, because that's what martial law is. Martial law is basically a fucking purge. So, you know, he's out there. He's doing whatever he wants. He got his own private army. He got this other army trying to get him. Is this like a foreshadowing of what we are about to be experiencing in the United States? Like, he got voted out, but he's like, I'm not going nowhere. You can't make me leave. They're like, you're going to have to drag me out of here. Hey, guards, get him. So they battling with the police or whatever. Like, yo, this is like an action movie. This is like an action movie. I am highly interested in this story. I want to keep reading more, but I try to read it for the first time to you guys, so forgive me for my stutters or whatever when I'm trying to get through reading. I am not the best reader, but this type of stuff is like exciting, right? He was sitting out here watching all these shows, watching Homelander, and what was that other joint, Scandal or whatever. This is a real life scandal. This is why I don't watch TV. I don't watch TV because I get more out of reading what's going on in real life. What is going on in real life? Do you know what's going on in real life? We got this crazy situation going on in South Korea. I just want to make sure I can still keep getting these Samsung phones. Because I don't know if Yoon is part of the family that makes Samsung, but Samsung is the best phones around. Either way, if you don't like that, well, hey, I got one highlight. I record this on the iPhone. But the screen sharing and the computer type abilities that I need are peak from the Samsung. So, you know, I use an iPhone with a Samsung to make this work, to bring this to you guys every day. But that's pointless. That's regardless. You can subscribe right here. I got a playlist right there. Until next time, guys, peace.
Presidential Medal of Freedom is awarded to Michael J. Fox. Michael J. Fox is one of the most beloved actors of our time. With remarkable wit, she defended the rights of children. As First Lady, she fought for universal health care and declared women's rights are...
Yet again, we got the war crime awards in full swing. Yeah, Biden's out here. He's awarding awards to war criminals and movie stars. He probably thought they were war criminals because they played the role so good and they acted. I want to see this little video where Biden's giving out some of these awards, you know. Some of these awards. Sometimes they're going to give us one, sometimes they ain't, but we got a little bit of time to be reading. Biden honors Hillary Clinton and Michael J. Fox with a Presidential Medal of Freedom. You know, Michael J. Fox, he was like one of the first people to time travel, so I think Michael J. Fox earned that. President Joe Biden awarded the nation's highest honor. Oh, this is just a video? I don't like videos. I don't like videos, guys. I don't like videos. But he also gave some war crime awards because Biden plans to spend $8 billion on an arms shipment to a country that cannot be named. Look at how disappointed he looks. He is so disappointing. Are we through with this ad yet? Not at all. The U.S. Department of State has notified Congress of a planned $8 billion worth of arms to sell to the P place. An American official has confirmed to the BBC. So, you know, we ain't allowed to have them. We ain't allowed to have them. But over there, I seen some videos. They be walking around with that joint just hanging. They be walking around over there with that joint just hanging like it's supposed to be there. Like there ain't nothing stopping them or whatever. Like they got them joints on fully. They got them joints on fully ready to go all the time. But I'm trying to bring up this war crime awards because that's what you guys are here for. You about to give 19 medals away. Is that Hillary? Is that Hillary? Come on, my God. Hillary has never been cheered so much for in her life. The last person that cheered for Hillary like that was the FBI. The FBI, when she deleted all that. Never mind. Let's see what other war criminals we're about to have come out. This is the full-fledged war crime awards.
Hillary Rodham Clinton is guided by the...
He also gives one to Liz Cheney. I don't know if he gives it there. I heard he gave one to Denzel. He gave one to Denzel. Denzel is such a good actor that he thought Denzel was another war criminal.
The Methodist Creed, do all the good you can in all the ways you can. As a lawyer, she defended the rights of children. As First Lady, she fought for universal health care and declared women's rights are...
We don't have universal health care. And you said as First Lady. That's the president's wife. That was the president's wife. She never had the power.
As senator, she helped New York rebuild after September 11th, 2001. As Secretary of State, she championed democracy worldwide. And her nomination for president broke barriers.
Do you know what championship democracy is worldwide? That's why I keep calling this the War Crime Awards. This is the War Crime Awards. You know why? Because when they're championing democracy worldwide, that just means that they're telling everybody else what they need to do. They're like, oh yeah, we run y'all. We run y'all. Do you know how many American colonies there is right now? We got a lot of colonies across the world that we keep fighting other countries for control of.
And inspired generations. Through it all, her career has been dedicated to an eternal truth. America's ideals are sacred, and we must always defend and live by them.
Well, can we move on? Because I don't want to just see her get her award. Do we got anybody else? Oh, so this is just her and Michael J. Fox. Her and Michael J. Fox. If you guys don't know who Michael J. Fox is, he is Marty. He is Marty from Back to the Future. But I want to hear what Marty gets it for.
The Presidential Medal of Freedom is awarded to Michael J. Fox. Michael J. Fox is one of the most beloved actors of our time, with remarkable wit and charm.
That is why he got the award? Because of being an actor?
iconic characters to the center of American culture, from Alex P. Keaton to Marty McFly and more. With undaunted resilience and optimism, he also warms hearts and captivates audiences as a fearless actor.
Why is he getting the Medal of Freedom? I am shocked. I am shocked, right? If they would have said he did something in real life, like, let's see, did he do anything in real life?
Advocate for those with Parkinson's disease.
Okay.
Channeling his endearing personality to advance treatments, move us closer to a cure, and remind us of the power of American possibilities.
It's sad, but I feel like him and Biden don't even know they're there. Like, Biden is supposed to do this speech right now. Biden is the one that's supposed to say why he's giving out these awards. You know what I mean? So, you know, they're covering up the war crime awards by giving some awards to movie stars. Giving some awards to movie stars. So who's on the list of the war crime awards? So far, we have the whole January 6th committee. Liz Cheney, Hillary Clinton, George Soros, and probably a bunch of other people that I haven't even realized yet. And I'm pretty sure, like, these awards come with an automatic pardon. Like, you can't lock up somebody who got the Presidential Medal of Freedom. It's crazy. This is crazy, guys. This is crazy. There's too many people getting these ones, but I thought there would be something to read here. So, they played a nice little funny game on us. You know who won't play funny games with your news? Mostly me. That's why you guys subscribe to WTFFN. But until next time, guys, I got this playlist right here. Peace.
You're back again for the news with the fucking orange dude. And this guy, Joe, just touched me in an attempt to get your money. Hope you find all this shit funny. What the fuck fake news is for dummies. But it's not, I eat snot. I'll lock you up and smoke your pot. So sit right down and enjoy the show. Watch till the end to see the host. I said, watch till the end to see the host. Watch till the end to see the host. Welcome back to What the Fuck Fake News. Sit right down and watch these news with your hosts, Trump and Joe Biden. And next week, we might even have Osama bin Laden.
He denies allegations he actually assaulted. The Squid Game.